Hello, dear students, and welcome to Life in English, a channel dedicated to making your life in English easier. I am Ajay. In today's session, we will learn about analytical paragraph writing, a newly introduced topic in your CBSE Class 10 Board Examinations 2021. Right? Before we learn about analytical paragraph writing in detail, I believe we need to know what a paragraph actually is. And for that, we will take a quotation from this book over here, High School English Grammar and Composition by Wren and Martin, right? Which defines what a paragraph is. We read, as you can see from the screen, a paragraph is a number of sentences grouped together and relating to one topic. Then there is therefore no rule as to the length of paragraphs. A paragraph may consist of a single sentence or of many sentences. Mark here, a paragraph may consist of a single sentence. What does it mean? It means that even a single sentence can be called a paragraph, right? Then for further clues, we go to the marking scheme that was published along with the CBSE sample question paper 2021. We can derive many clues from there, right? So here is our marking scheme, which tells us that it carries 5 marks, of course, 3 marks for content and 2 marks for your expression. The content itself is then again further divided into the introductory sentence carrying half marks, the main part where we have to identify the trends, at least 4 trends we have to give, it carries 2 marks, and then the last concluding sentence, which will carry half marks again, right? What are the other things that we learn from this marking scheme is that we need to put a title to our paragraph. Then if you go to the right hand side under that heading overall competency, there you will see that single paragraph. What does it mean? That the analytical paragraph that we are going to write must be written in one single paragraph, right? Then yes, it will have 3 separate parts, right? Like the introductory sentence, which will be just a paraphrase of the question information, right? What does it mean? It means expressing the same sense in different words. You have to just describe what the question is trying to suggest. That becomes our opening sentence of the paragraph, and it will give us half a marks, right? And then in the second part, we have to identify the main trends that are shown in the table. We have to give at least 4 trends, and then in the concluding line we have to just give our conclusion. We have to state the main inference from the data provided, right? So these are the informations that we are going to keep in mind while trying to write the question. Now take a look at the question that was asked in the sample question paper 2021, of course. The chart below displays data about the number of digital devices purchased in Reshunagar across the years 2015-2019, right? You can see the table. It is a bar graph given, and you have to interpret it, analyze it, and then write your paragraph. As the name itself suggests, analytical paragraph means we have to analyze the data that is given to us, or to put it more simply, to describe or interpret what the data suggests to you. For our convenience, I have tried to draw the data here on the board. I'm not excellent in drawings, but I hope we can manage with it, right? So now, before we write the paragraph, we need to interpret the graph that has been given to us and try to find out as many trends as possible from it. So right here you can see the computers are marked, the purchase of computers are marked in red, and the purchase of smartphones are in the white blocks. As you can see, there is a pattern, there is a trend of development, steady growth, consistent growth. If you can mark from here, you can see there is a consistent growth in the business, right? Apart from 1 year where it has gone down here, it has gone down and then it has shot up, it has shot up, skyrocketed. What is the word you can use? It has skyrocketed, right? We can see that the purchases of smartphones have reached an all-time high, right? It is above the 100,000 marks, right? It is above the 100,000 marks. So, and what else? If you observe it very closely, every year, each year, the purchases of the smartphones, right, have been greater than the purchase of computers, right? You see here, purchase of smartphone is greater, purchase of smartphone greater. Here, there is one exception in this rule. In the year 2017, the purchases of computers, right, were more than that of smartphones, right? Another thing to mark is for the year 2018, where you can see that from a rising trend, right, the graph has suddenly taken a plunge, right? It has nosedived, right? You have to use these phrases, right? The pattern, the graph has nosedived, only to rise again, only to skyrocket again to its optimum high. So if we now figure out what are the different trends we have found a steady growth in the purchases, right? Second point is that the purchases of smartphones have been greater than the purchase of computers, barring 1 year, that is 2017, right? Then there is an abnormal decline or fall in the purchases, right? So these are the trends that we have to keep in mind while writing the paragraph. So I hope the trends are very clear from this bar graph. Besides a bar graph, you may be given a pie chart, you may be given a line graph, you may be given a table of data, right? You have to interpret, you have to recognize the trends, and you have to get the ideas from there and include that, express the same in the analytical paragraph that you write. So now we will write. So our analytical paragraph is now complete. We will go through it and discuss every detail that you need to know, which will help you to give a clear understanding of how you should write an analytical paragraph. Let's read. Okay, so at the top you can see we have put the title of our paragraph. Very, very important. Never forget to put a title to your paragraph, right? Then we have given an introductory sentence, right, which will give us half marks. What we will do here, we will here paraphrase the question, right? We will express the same idea expressed in the question in different words, in our own words, right? We have said the given bar graph, remember the data, it was given in a bar graph, so we will include the word, technical word, bar graph. So the given bar graph is a comparative graphical representation because it compares the purchases of smartphones and computers. So we have written comparative graphical because it is given in a graph, right? Comparative graphical representation, right, of the purchases of computers and smartphones in Rishinagar from 2015 to 2019. That becomes our opening sentence, right? Here, instead of comparative graphical representation, you can use different words, right? The data may be presented to you in a pie chart or in a line graph or in a table form consisting of numbers, right? So you have to mention that accordingly. Here, because it compares two things, the purchases of computers and smartphones, you are saying that it is a comparative graphical representation. The expression carries 2 marks, which will consist of your grammar, your ideas expressed, your style, your ability to link the sentences together into one cohesive unit, right? So we have used the word, linking word, clearly. So clearly the trajectory is what? Trajectory is the curved path of an object, right? Especially which is going upwards into the air. That is the trajectory. We say the trajectory of the cricket ball. So trajectory is the curved path. Remember the bar graph? The curved path was going upwards. It was going consistently upwards except 1 year. That was 2018, where the purchases, collapsed, it nosedived. So trajectory of the rise of the purchases of both digital devices has been consistent. It has consistently risen. It has grown. The demand, the purchases has grown upwards, right, consistently, except 1 year. So we are mentioning that except in the year 2018, when the purchases of computers in particular show an unusual nosedive. So these are technical words. Nosedive is what? Nosedive means coming crashing down from a great height to a great low. That is nosediving, right? So the purchases of computers in that year show an unusual nosedive. Why it is unusual? Because so far in the first 3 years it was growing upwards consistently, and the fourth year it got less. So we are saying unusual nosedive. Moreover, again a linking word, in all the 5 years the purchases of smartphones have exceeded. All right, technical word. Exceeded means been greater, to be more, exceeded that of computers. Means the purchases of smartphones have been more than the purchase of computer in all the 5 years except one, right? Which is that year? Except in 2017. So indicating customers' preference for a portable digital device. So what does it indicate? The purchases of mobile phones or the smartphones have been greater except 1 year. So what does it indicate? We will have to interpret that in our own words. We will say that it indicates customers' preference for a portable digital device. What is portable? Portable is an adjective, means you can carry those things wherever you go, right? Easy to carry those things. So yeah, your smartphones can be, you can put it in your pocket, and go anywhere. You can take it along with you wherever you go. But the computers, you cannot carry it wherever you go. So it indicates customers' preference for a portable digital device over computers. Preference for smartphones over computers, right? And finally, again a linking word, finally, the year 2019 sees the purchases of both devices skyrocketing to an all-time high. Again a technical word I would like you to mark is skyrocketing, is going upwards, straight upwards, right? So the purchases of both devices skyrocketing to an all-time high. Remember the last year 2019, right? The purchases of both commodities, smartphones as well as computers, rose to an all-time high. So we will mention that in the year 2019 sees the purchases of both devices skyrocketing to an all-time high, with purchases of smartphones going past the 100,000 mark, right? So you have mentioned it in figures also, in digits, that the smartphones, the purchase of smartphones reached the mark of, or went past the mark of 100,000 mark, right? So then, having mentioned the trends, at least 4 trends are enough. 4 trends, at least 4 trends are required. If you've written 4 trends, that's sufficient. And then you have to go to the ending line, right? The concluding sentence. In the concluding sentence, what we will write? We will give an inference of what the whole table suggests to us, right? So here we have written, to sum up, we can begin the concluding sentence with various words. To sum up, therefore, to conclude, in a nutshell, in short. These are the various words by which you can begin your concluding sentence. So to sum up, the rapid rise, again a technical word, rapid rise, the rise has been rapid in demand for both digital devices, highlights what? The tremendous potential. Is the great potential, great capacity, okay, or possibility, prospects, I should say. Potential is prospect for growth in the business. Means the business, okay, of this 2 digital devices, smartphones and computers, can grow tremendously. It has great potential, tremendous potential for growth, right? So this is how we are going to write an analytical paragraph based on the data that is provided to us. We will simply analyze it, describe it, and interpret it, and that is how we will easily get our 5 marks. I hope it has been useful to you, right? If you're watching my channel for the first time, please subscribe We'll soon meet with yet another sessions of Life in English. Till then, take care and bye-bye.